the Acoustasonic Standard Series. Really excited to see a guitar like this because the Acoustasonic series has been around for a number of years and it's always been quite a lot of money to buy one. So they started with a USA model that had lots of complexity and a broad palette of sounds. I managed to play one and it blew me away in many ways in terms of how it felt and how it played. And I like the look of it, but it was a lot of money. And then they bought out a Mexican version, the Player Series. It stripped down some of the features, but essentially was very similar in the way the guitar was. This came out, you could get one from around kind of May time in the UK. A very interesting price point. The price point is kind of where I feel like it should have been, and I'll tell you why when we start looking at what it's for. Just to start with, I'm a professional musician. I play guitar and I play a lot of gigs and sessions. And when I buy a guitar, I've kind of got my number one guitar and I've got quite a few instruments. I've got nothing that does this. This does an acoustic sound with an acoustic feel, and it also does an electric sound and feel that with the twist of a knob, and that's kind of the appeal for it. But then what does that actually mean in reality? So when I was looking to buy it, the justification was around some of the gigs that I have where I go from acoustic to electric quite quickly. I tend to use a Taylor 414 CE for that job. That Taylor I've had for quite a long time, and it's really been bashed around. I've actually got a hole in it which I'm going to repair, but the prospect of this is great because it's a £500 guitar. You can switch. It has a pretty good acoustic sound, pretty good electric sound. I didn't realise how I'd be using it before I bought it, if that makes any sense. So, you've got a volume knob here. It's very powerful. So I've done a bit of I'll do a demo in a bit where I'm comparing it to other electric guitars, and this is louder than those generally. I don't know if it's because it's active and all my other guitars aren't. This blend knob just goes through. You've got two sounds. You've got acoustic and electric, and then sounds in between. I quite like the sounds in between, which I never envisaged using. The other thing with this is it feels great. It came set up quite well. I've put electric strings on it. Okay, so in a minute I will do a little demo of the difference between acoustic strings and electric strings. The biggest difference is how it feels, like most things, which is hard to get across on YouTube, but it's something worth trying, and I absolutely love it now. It's got electric strings on. It feels like it should, like a Tele. It's got that kind of feel to it. There's some really cool features that I'm impressed with. So, just starting from the top, it's got proper Fender machine heads. They're kind of different sized tuning heads, which kind of offset the break angle of the strings as they're coming in. I'm assuming that's because they'll be expecting quite a lot of tension from the acoustic strings which it came with. The neck's really nice. Now on mine there's a blemish near the top of the head. It was just sounded a little bit rough. I'm really not bothered, but that's the thing. It's a different kind of neck wood to what we're used to with Fender instruments. It's a Naoto, which is kind of like mahogany, and it's got this beautiful kind of brown colour all the way around the neck. It's got this lovely sort of embossed, kind of stamped in serial number, and the neck just feels great. It's satin, kind of feels worn in already. And then the neck joint to the body is just absolutely perfect, as you would expect. And you can actually adjust on it. You've got the micro tilt system, which means, because one of the concerns you get when you buy something like this is you can't adjust the bridge very much. You'd have to, one of the ways to do it would be to take, if you couldn't get your action low enough, you'd have to take this out and sand it down. And it's just a game of trial and error, and then eventually, having to get a new bridge or whatever. This, you can adjust the necks. You can undo these bolts here and you could adjust the micro tilt so that the neck angle goes back a little bit. This guitar didn't need that at all. It did need a little truss rod adjustment once I put electric strings on, and it was to just straighten that neck up a little bit, and that kind of got it to where I needed it to be. The top of this guitar is beautiful. It's got this pinstriping going round, and then you've got this kind of almost like a filled grain feel, and then it goes to a very flat feel here for the top. This is unadjustable, so that's just there. And you've got your sound hole. When you buy the guitar, it doesn't come with anything, it's literally the guitar. So I bought a case to go with it, which wasn't expensive. It did come with a battery, which is cool. The battery should last 20 hours. It's very well finished. I'll tell you who this is for, right? And stick with me on this. It's for teenagers. Everybody will enjoy a guitar like this, no matter who you are. But I think if I go back through my life, when would this have been the best time to have one of these? Would have been when I was going to school, and I was taking my guitar to school every single day, and I was having band practice, and sometimes we'd want to do a song with an acoustic vibe, so you can do that, no problem. Sometimes we'd do something really heavy. It does heavy really well. It does heavy better than my Telecaster did. Sometimes you might want to do something funky. The only thing with it is that you've got, in the electric mode, it doesn't have a neck sounding pickup. Now I like a neck pickup, I really do. So you hear this now, it's still warm sounding, and it's got that thing where, like, if you play here, even though I'm on guitar, electric guitar, it's got a warm sound. If I do it here, it's got a tight, I can remedy this. I can make it sound like a neck guitar. So if I go on I've got an EQ, I can put an EQ in. There we go. So this is with an EQ on. So you can EQ it and it will sound fine. In my experience of teaching teenagers to play guitar, they would probably want this. They just want that to work, so. That's kind of the thing. And the other good thing about it is it's not noisy. It doesn't go whenever you let go of your strings. Very cool. It's a great rock guitar. The other thing you might want to do is this. That's the other kind of thing that you do in parties, that kind of stuff. So this does that. It weighs nothing. It's like a quarter of the weight of some of my other guitars. It's relatively heavy on the neck. See? Oh dear. So there's a thing. But if I was sort of learning guitar, going to school every day, playing in bands, living that lifestyle, I think it's a robust instrument. I think I would struggle to keep buying 9-volt batteries for it. But then we do have Amazon and things now where you can buy batteries in bulk. We didn't have that when I was a kid. You've got that, but right now, I can't think of a better instrument really for somebody to get if they're in that position. As for the gigging musician, time will tell. I've got some gigs with it coming up. I did a rehearsal. I'll show you that. Let's have a look at the strings then. So it came with I unboxed it. I'll show you the unboxing, and then you can skip past that because there's little blocks. Show you how it goes with acoustic strings and electric strings. So with the acoustic strings on, I managed to get quite a good electric guitar sound using an EQ pedal. If I put this on, so that's quite good for me. That sounds cool. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with electric strings because I think I would prefer the playability of an electric stringed Telecaster. It just feels so weird to me after playing electric guitars for so long. I do have a Taylor Acoustic that I use where I'm just doing acoustic, but I think the compromise trade-off might be better with some electric strings. So now I've changed my strings. I have a different kind of sound. It's a lot easier to use actually. It's kind of the feel I was hoping for when I bought it. So I've got the blend knob. I'm just moving it around a little bit. So I've got this one here. That's acoustic. And that's more the bridge pickup. I really like that sound. It's great. It's a lot more inviting to play. If I just wind that back to acoustic. It's quite punchy sounding. So from there we can see that sort of I prefer the feel of electric strings. So I thought we'll just compare some of the sounds against other electric guitars because no one's really doing that on their reviews. So that's just on a deluxe reverb model from the Tonex. This is something else I've got at hand. So this is a Seymour Duncan £1/4 pound. So you'll notice that the volume's quite a lot lower on this guitar, and that's what I've noticed with Acoustasonic is that the volume, the input gain, is quite loud. So live, what I'm doing, I'm using it as an electric. I run it through a Voss G7 EQ pedal, and then I'm EQing the sound. This is a bridge pickup on my PRS. So that's on the humbucker, and this is on the. So I've got a gig tonight where I'm using this, and I'm using the Acoustasonic. When I use this, I'm using the King of Tone boost. the single coil, and it just sounds really nice. For some reason PRS, I think PRS do the best coil split sound. Let's use something really meaty now. So this is the Gibson, a lot creamier. I think it suits this more. The other thing is it's hollow, so let's have a look at it against this. So loud. It's quite powerful sounding. And what have I learned about this guitar more so is that it's just the most lightweight and grabby sort of companion type of guitar. And every time I play it, I come up with new song ideas. So it's great for sort of coming up with ideas. The other thing that I found about this guitar, probably better than all my other guitars, is its ability to do slide. So quite often, Telecasters aren't always the best guitar for slide. Somewhere around the sort of neck radius normally. I prefer a Les Paul to do slide with. And the other thing with it is you can blend this sound, so it's not a binary thing. You don't just stick it to the pickup for everything. When you start blending it, I find that you get like punch out of the note from my fingers. So as a responsive guitar for finger style, and even if you do like your electric finger style, I find that really cool. It's just got an extra edge to it. It kind of sounds like a nylon string in some ways. So you go to your Tele sound, and I think if you had a neck pickup instead, say, that you wouldn't have that kind of punchy, the mixture between your electric pickup and your acoustic pickup wouldn't work as well. So I think that's a good thing, that it is a bridge pickup only. And like I say, you can do things like EQ it to get that sound. Right now, it's the one I go to grab. It's probably because of new guitar syndrome. I would recommend it on the grounds of enjoyment and inspiration and all the things I didn't actually expect, really. Live, it's good. But I think it would be, I guess. But it got me by surprise, really. I think if I was taking it, like I take this into work, you know, in its little gig bag, and I've got a guitar if I ever need it. So try it yourself. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think the price point is now spot on. I was never going to spend thousands of pounds on one, because you could get a Les Paul or you could get a real Tele with, like, if you haven't got that stuff already. I think the thing is I've got all them things, so now I'm getting one of these. And I should have got one of these first, because this is a bit more of an inspiration machine and a bit more useful and versatile. Until next time, thanks for watching.